In this short video we want to introduce the profession regulatory. We are just sharing our experience in the field medtech, which is also very similar to other sectors like drug and cosmetics. We start the definition of regulatory affairs and its role. Then we show all counterparts RA manager work with. At the end we illustrate the soft skills with some examples. In our e-learning you can get more details to all soft skills which RA manager should govern. Here is the definition of regulatory affairs in Wikipedia. It is in general described that the purpose of this profession is to make safe and effective products available. The individuals have to ensure regulatory compliance, and the typical job is to prepare submission. The final goal is to get product approved at authority. Normally there is a national RA and an international group where RA manager is working. Often RA manager in a small company is making national and international registration at the same time. Not rare is regulatory tasks combined with quality management in some companies too. What is RA manager doing? Under the most roles here, tracking legislation is a lifelong mission because the global regulation is in rapid update. Internally, RA manager has to transfer new regulation into product development, and externally the technical file is usually prepared by RA manager which will be submitted to authority. So during the development of product, RA manager releases the technical documentation and assesses product change. There is no must condition or background to qualify the role of regulatory affairs. In the fact there are few universities or even further educations where you can learn the subject. Normally it is beneficial if you are graduated in medical technology or similar subject. A good start could be an intern before joining the RA group. Let us see with whom RA manager work with. Externally it could be reviewer at country authority, consulting company, testing labs, and anyone who is involved at registration outside company. You are the contact person in term of registration to outside. In company mainly the whole research and development department has close cooperation with RA group during the product development and design change after product release. With quality management, RA manager meets together external quality audit, has some common standard operating procedure to maintain. Clinical affairs is supporting the clinical chapter at technical documentation and increasingly the post-market report globally. The other next departments can be sales, marketing, product management, or project management. So RA manager is lucky to accompany the whole development till phase out of product in the market. The counterparts are broad and challenging to work with. Now we are in a special session to reflex which soft skill RA manager must optimize. This can't be learned in theory and should be improved in every practical registration life. Depending on project and company culture, the soft skills play different deciding roles. Communication with one person is not complex. How about to talk to people with other mother language and cultural difference? Like Chinese whisper, if you transfer a verbal info, at the end the result can be rarely the same, often totally others. In the daily registration life you might write 30 to 50 emails and have 2 to 5 meetings. How can you make a quality assurance of your written and verbal contents which can be 100% understood as you wished in a long time manner and by every colleagues? So if you have to write email, make a clear question. If you might get objection or misunderstood, provide some options to choose. If an important task is dispatched, leave always a deadline politely. If you receive an inquiry, make sure it is absolute understood. Pick up phone or organize a meeting if you are after many rounds of emails always in a guest loop. So the typical registration communication is weekly face-to-face meeting on-site or remote. So you can follow immediately whether your consignee gets the point. We recommend to prepare for meeting with agenda and to trace the questions after meeting with open actions in a protocol. Another key soft skill is project management. As RA manager you know which colleague plays which role for appreciate task. You have to plan budget, time, and manpower for many medical devices in many markets. Set always prioritize market first because it often takes longer and brings the powerful revenue for the company. To catch the approach of project, a regular meeting internally and externally reviewing the milestone and open actions is more than recommended. If the project is not going smoothly, Try to be flexible and navigate the path to the correct line. Freeze the end of project, not just receiving a certificate or celebrating the approval, but noting all lessons learned for yourself and the group. Here the most technical soft skill, regulatory intelligence. Don't follow regulatory update because it is for next inspection or it is required by standard ISO 13485. Be in love with national and international regulation and be the first smart guy in the company who is leveraging the product development under full compliance. Don't stress the internal process with upregulated something without details. Leave time to digest the newest requirements by follow-up research. The show time for every RA manager is to reply deficiency to authority. It is shortly before final approval. Use your product knowledge plus regulatory intelligence quotient to convince authority by addressing the exact question. Think about team all the time. Do the other colleagues reproduce technical documentation watching your country folder or instruction? The best RA group is that everyone could be replaceable. At the end, we want to describe regulatory job as a conductor in an orchestra. You are fully responsible for a fantastic concert, registration project. Every musician, project participant, shares his or her tune. You have the plan for a melody. Even mistakes happens, with teamwork it can be eliminated it. The regulatory orchestra can begin anytime whatever which new melody is chosen.